Hey guys, it's Dookie Bomb here, coming to you with another episode of Elder Scrolls Online, and we're back with episode 6. And right away, I'm not gonna play games with you guys. My number one superhero character is Batman. Batman is the only DC character on my list, but that's not really a discredit to DC. I feel like for me, the superheroes for Marvel just do it better for me. You know, like they're just more interesting than the DC heroes. But I feel like the DC villains are a little bit more interesting than the Marvel villains. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, please put into the comments about that. That's a topic for another time. But this video, after I explain why Batman is my top, favorite number one superhero, this is actually going to be my top 10 favorite villains of all time, and it's going to be very DC heavy instead of Marvel heavy. But Batman, what can I say about Batman? I think he has the most movies out of all superheroes, but I just like the fact that he's a human being that has no powers. He's peak human knowledge of martial arts. He's a detective. He has the ability to break someone down. He is another character just like Tony Stark's that will Google you up, that will find out how to beat you, and always has a way to beat you, and then he'll beat you. You might get him in the first fight. If he doesn't know what's going on, he'll just poof right out of there like a ninja, and then Google you up, and then come back and beat you. So there's very few superheroes that can beat him. Even these like crazy, powered characters, they would find it very hard to beat Batman. And that's exactly why I like Batman, is because he's just a human man, and he's on that elite level of defending himself, defending his city, Gotham, and the very few characters in comic book canon can beat him for what they can do. And how I match that up is like I just pretty much match up what their abilities are, and his really trumps a lot because that's what he does. That's his gift, is that he can find out a weakness of a character and use that to beat them. So that's my number one character, is Batman. And that actually completes the list of the super character list. And I just checked, it is actually episode 5, and the last episode was episode 4. I'm just, don't mind me. But what's going on right here? Let me see. Whoa.
Greetings, child. We have been waiting for someone to summon us. Angoff the Gravesinger has imprisoned us, and we are cut off from the weird. You must set the Guardians free.
How do I set you free?
Have mortals so soon forgotten the old ways? Surely the Weirises remember the Standing Stones. First, the stones must be cleansed of Angoff's dark influence. Protect the weird while they destroy the corruption binding the stones.
Will destroying the corruption set you free?
No, but cleansing the stones should loosen Angoff's grip. Tell Weiris Elena about the corruption. She will know what must be done. Our time grows short, mortal. Free us before Angoff's corruption takes hold.
Tell me more about the Guardians.
We are the echoes of old voices, remnants of a time long ago. Still, a few of us remain. We were the Ifrit, then we became the Elnafey, the Earthbones. We nurture the land and guide the weird. They call us Guardians.
What is the Bloodhorn cult?
They are a pestilence. They serve the corruption that binds us, the one called Angoff the Gravesinger. The cult spreads his decay, planting his blighted seeds to pollute the natural world. They prepare a path for Angoff's true master, Mola Bal.
Who is Angoff?
He is a tremor in the land, a poison in the water. He is a whisper, a shadow, a chill wind. He is Gravesinger and Reach Mage, Necromancer and Corruptor. Death and decay are his domains. Angoff binds us and seeks to make us part of him.
A Reach Mage? What is that?
Far from here, where the earth and sky grow cold, lies the chill of the Reach. Daedra worshippers live there, mocking the Aedra, the Elnafay. They call themselves Reachmen, and their mages pollute the land with dark magic.
And a Gravesinger? What is that?
Gravesingers are necromancers that seek power over life and death. They seek to control the realms we would nurture and protect. They call upon the Daedra, who hide in darkness, to aid them in their efforts.
Okay. Lots of information. Let's go, Camille. Whew! Look at that, 360. 360 on a camel. Who can do it like that? Only Dookie. Alright, let's get right into this list of top villain. My top 10 villain characters in comic books. So it's DC, Marvel, it's all mixed up. I never really separated them. You know, it's always this DC or Marvel. What's your favorite? I don't really have a favorite. I kind of just jumble them all up. You know, so that's just my thing. That's my, you know, Marvel, DC, it's all the same.
Where Selena told me you would come. I hope this works. Please don't let anything happen to me while I destroy these vines.
I'll make sure you have the time you need to destroy the vines.
When you say it like that, I almost believe it. Let's do this thing.
Alright. Let me protect this lady right here. That's pretty ironic that I'm talking about villains, but I'm protecting this lady right here. So, top 10. Number 10 is Mr. Cobblepot himself, the Penguin from Batman. A lot of the Batman villains will be on this list, only because I feel like he has the best villains. That's why he was number 1 on my list, because he has some of the best opposition. The Batman villains are just, they're elite in their own right. But the Penguin, he just has all these goons. He's very meticulous and conniving, and he likes to orchestrate these big events to destroy whatever or gain something, and then Batman always foils his plan. But sometimes he gets Batman. Sometimes he'll have Batman going over here, where he, you know, had a trick up his sleeve over there, you know. So definitely the Penguin, number 10. Number 9. Let's talk to this lady first before I get into number 9.
See these vines? Corruption runs through them and they choke the sacred stone. Soon they will tap into the stone's magic and defile it completely. If you will help me, I can destroy these foul vines.
I'll keep you safe, just destroy the vines.
Your confidence is inspiring. Thanks for that. Now prepare yourself. The Vine's protectors will be on us as soon as I cast my spell.
Alright. Well, number 9 is the Red Hood. Now imagine, and I think that it's about this time where you should know who the Red Hood is. If not, I suggest that you should pause this video or maybe skip ahead to number 8. But it is Robin. You know, I forget which Robin it was, but I know that it was a Robin. It was a Robin that obviously gets trained underneath Batman. So imagine getting trained by Batman and then you get twisted up and become evil. So and then also the Red Hood uses guns and all sorts of other weapons too. So imagine like a Punisher on the same fighting level as Batman. You know, the Robins are like a skim underneath Batman. Batman can pretty much take all the Batmans. I mean, all the Robins and Nightcrawler. Not to say that he wouldn't have a difficult time, because he did train them and they learned from him.
Corruption radiates from this thing. I can feel it worming into my soul. The corruption spreads outward, altering or killing all the forest creatures. We have to destroy it.
I'm here to protect you. Are you ready?
Then keep me safe while I destroy this damn thing.
Yeah, so Red Hood is number 9 on my list. Number 8 is Kraven the Hunter. This is a Marvel villain, and this guy was on Spider-Man's heels the whole time. I remember the cartoon very well, and he was super strong. Pretty much Peter Parker, Spider-Man had to really adapt to this character because he just had that grit that I was talking about before, that extra oomph, and he pretty much pulled it out of Spider-Man to, you know, beat him pretty much, because Spider-Man had to pull, you know, dig deep to fight this guy. He was just so trained in fighting animals like lions and things like that. So when he first started fighting Spider-Man, he was just like, this guy's pretty weak because I fight lions over here. You know, I fight tigers and all sorts of other animals. So, you know, that's number 8 right there. Number 7, I love ninjas. So imagine who that is. Let's talk to this person real quick.
These vines, they reek of death and corruption. But every time I try to deal with them, I'm attacked by cultists or corrupted creatures.
I'll keep you safe. Just destroy the vines.
I had your confidence. I mean, I know what to do. And now you're here, right? What am I so worried about? Consider those damn vines destroyed!
So for ninjas, I feel like this is like one of the ultimate ninjas, and he has a whole ninja army. Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul is one of my favorite villains, only because, I mean, it's the ninja aspect of it, very smart and tactical and executing plans, and the whole Lazarus pit. So imagine you get to this certain point. Martial artists, they craft their body, their mind into these weapons of art. And imagine where you get to, you're 50 years old. Say if you've been doing karate for X amount of time since you was 6, and then you get to 50. Now you're like you're a super master at this craft. But now that you're 50, your physical is not as strong as your mental. Like, you can't do those backflips like you used to when you was, you know, 20 or 30 years old. You're 50, 60 years old now, so you can't do. You're still a monster, and you still can, you know, chop bricks and do all sorts of things like that. But you won't be able to be as agile. So Ra's al Ghul, I really don't know how old that guy is, but imagine when you're 60 years old, but then you can hop into like a Lazarus pit and then restart your clock, you know, and then you become young again. So that's exactly why Ra's al Ghul is one of my favorite characters, that he keeps on building and building knowledge. There's really not, we don't know how old he is.
Finally free. It is a lurcher no more. Through its blood we have cleansed this site. Everything is ready.
It's time to set the elemental guardians free.
I agree. They've been imprisoned for much too long. Beldama, sisters, focus your power on the stranger. It's time to break Angolf's hold on the Guardians.
Alright. Yep, so... Oh, what is going on here? Looks like I'm getting superpowers. What just happened? Oh, okay.
Angoff will pay for this insult.
Speak, champion of the Guardians. We are in your debt.
Talk to this Guardian here.
We are free. This is how it should be.
You don't sound surprised.
We are Earth's bones. We endure. We knew someone would come to set us free. We just didn't know when it would happen, or who it would be. It seems right that you were the one. You are mortal, but also not mortal. Angoff has much to fear from you. Angoff's evil flows.
Got that mission complete.
Of this land. This must end quickly.
How do we finish this?
There is more work for you, champion. Go to the Weir Tree and find Weirus Gwen. We protected her from Angoff's slaves, but she cannot save the Weir Tree. That task belongs to another. Go and learn what must be done.
I'll find Wayward's Grin. Alright. Okay. Alright, so coming in after Ra's al Ghul is Doomsday. Now, I didn't put Superman on my top favorite superhero list because I just feel like he's so boring. He's so overpowered as a superhero. I'd much rather Superman as a villain. I know that's gonna get a lot of flack for, but these are my favorites. This is why I like these characters. I didn't say that I don't like Superman. I just prefer, like, if I had a top 20, he'd probably be maybe 11 or 12. But with that said, one of my favorite Superman villains is Doomsday. Doomsday definitely puts the noogies on Superman all the time. I like when Superman gets beat up a little bit, only because he's so powerful. And to have another powerful character to fight a powerful character, it's just awesome. I like that. So Doomsday is up there as far as one of my favorite villains of all time. And now we're getting into the top 5. Top 5 list of my favorite villains of all time. We have Magneto. Magneto is just an awesome character. He can manipulate metal, all sorts of metals. I like his philosophy. I actually would agree more to his philosophy of protecting mutants by any means necessary over Professor X's. So if I was a super villain or one of those villains in the X-Men and Marvel Universe, I would probably be with Magneto other than Professor X, only because you have the world beating up on these mutants all day, every day, and Professor X is pretty much taking the high road, and he's fighting Magneto for, pretty much taking on humans, and he has this whole philosophy of mutants being the superior race and all that stuff. But overall, that he has that thin layer of, I want protection of my mutants and all mutants, and if you're not with me, you're against me. And I just like that. I like that mentality that he displays. I'm not saying Professor X has a bad side of things. He actually has the more rational thought, but Magneto definitely tries to take what he wants, and he's super powerful. It takes like all the X-Men really to pretty much fight him, and he has that helmet on, so Professor X can't do all that mind trickery stuff. So he's definitely number 5 on my list. Number 4 is Bane. Now, there's a couple Banes that always get depicted. There's the one that is just super strong and doesn't really orchestrate stuff. It's just very like, I'm Bane, But then there's the one that is super smart and really strong and orchestrates a lot of things. Actually, the one that was displayed in the Batman Dark Knight Rising, I like that type of Bane. That Bane is really hard to beat because not only is he really strong, physically capable of doing pretty much everything that Batman can do, he's just as calculated as Batman as well. So that's a big threat, that he has the brains and bronze. It's like one of the ultimate villains for Batman to fight. So I like, for that particular Bane, he is at number 4. And coming in at number 3, we're in the top 3 now, the Scarecrow. Now this is definitely a character that is a shocker in the top 3, but I feel like the Scarecrow hasn't been depicted right on screen and was done justice in the animated series, but you really could twist it up more like a Freddy Krueger type of deal. So I see the potential more so than what I've read and grew up with. The potential of this character is amazing because that whole fear toxin, making people fear you and scared, like if they can really tap into that, you can do a lot of things with the Scarecrow, and just the potential of this character puts them up because you have characters that could be super strong. But imagine Scarecrow maybe getting quasi close to, well, maybe Superman could probably breathe in that toxin, so Superman might be a bad example, but let's say Wolverine would shred Scarecrow left and right. He would get destroyed. But imagine if he gets sprayed by that fear toxin and really Wolverine gets warped by the Scarecrow. So I feel like the Scarecrow, with that fear toxin and with some strategy, can be a super threat to a lot of top tier characters. Not Superman, obviously, and that's the reason why I didn't put Superman in my top 10 list for the superheroes, is because he's just exempt from a lot of things. He's super strong, and so but yeah, like one of my favorite characters, Wolverine. Imagine, like, with the fear toxin, gets sprayed in his face, and his Wolverine claws, like turn into snakes or whatever he fears, and he just, like, he could really morph things to his own benefit. So that's why Scarecrow is number 3. Get this experience scroll. Yes, that extra XP is much needed. Trying to level up as fast as possible and get all the skill points I need.
That wasn't such a good idea. It wasn't necessarily a bad idea, but it was most definitely not a good idea.
What happened to you?
After you entered the ruins without any trouble, and I'm not counting the imps, mind you, I assumed that the spirit had fallen asleep or something. Anyway, as we stepped inside, we were hit with a wave of incredible force. It hurt a lot.
The spirit belongs to the woman who died here after your father mistreated her.
Great. Just great. If you shake my family tree, my father wouldn't be the only bastard to fall out of it. But he might be the worst. We have to reason with the spirit. Show her that I'm not the one who wronged her, and I don't deserve her wrath.
Maybe you should just leave her in peace.
What? Why would I do that? That's a foolish idea. A Baelborn never abandons his property. We need to get rid of her, explain our side. But I'm not really sure how to communicate with the spirit. Maybe you could summon her or something.
And how do you suggest I do that?
You just... well, you...
Looks all better now.
Head back to Daggerfall. The Mages Guild there has a library. They must have a book or a scroll or something that has the information we need.
Alright. Alright, so number 2. Number 2 is Thanos. Now, it sounds like I'm kind of going back on that whole Superman thing. I didn't put Superman in because he's super powerful on the superhero list. But just the opposite. Well, the same reason why I didn't put Superman on the superhero list is the reason why I put Thanos on my villain list. I like strong villains. I like super strong villains. I don't really like super strong superheroes, you know? But this villain is just omnipotent. He's the top, you know? Top notch. In fact, it takes how many Marvel movies to get to Thanos as far as just fighting and things like that. So I feel like he's just incredibly strong, so sure of himself, and he's always smiling, and he's pretty strategic as well. But I feel like his weakness is that he knows he's really strong, and there's very few people that can beat him.
Honestly, why fight a foe up close when you can roast them from afar? Some people call it cowardice. Me? I call it good sense.
Do you have a book on how to summon spirits?
I do hope you're not dabbling in necromancy. That magic always causes more harm than good. But yes, we probably have what you seek. Check upstairs. That's where we keep books on the arcane arts.
Yeah. So that, yeah, Thanos is number 2 because of his super strength. He's so strong that he could just smack up Hulk. Like, Hulk could be at full strength, or the strength of what we know Hulk can be. And he pretty much just manhandles Hulk. So that's how strong he is. And it's gonna take all the Avengers to even scratch this guy, because that's how strong he is. He's just super. He's just up there, top elite. Cool, got that. All right. Where else do we have to go though? Let me see. Nope. Where? Oh, up here. Okay.
Hello there. Summoning spirits can be dangerous work. I heard about you, about how you entered the ruins of Baleborn Tower. You must not undo the sacrifices that have already been made. My master sent me to give you advice and guide you to the right decision.
And how do you intend to do that?
By helping you accomplish what the Baleborn has requested. My master sent me to help you summon the spirit. You need to see why the Baleborn curse must not be broken.
Why shouldn't the curse be broken?
Words are so much less effective than seeing the reality of the thing. Now think carefully before you answer my next question. I need to determine if you can truly summon the spirit of the dead.
Dude, I did not read the book. This is gonna be bad. I don't know which one to pick.
You can't remember one simple thing, but you seek to end a spell you don't understand.
Pick the wrong one.
My master retracts his offer. You must find a way to summon the spirit on your own. I suggest starting with the mine behind the Daggerfall Cathedral.
Why should I visit the mine near the cathedral?
The mine once belonged to the Theman family, before it was shut down. They still own the land, and much of the family is buried just outside the mine. Planting the spirit's belongings in her family's soil may awaken her.
Why tell me this if your master won't help me?
I have a certain connection to this situation. Neither your bad memory nor my master can change that. You need to see why this curse was placed on the Baleborn family. I may not be allowed to help you directly, but I can guide you.
Please put into the comments your favorite villains of all time, and please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for my #1 villain of all time. Until next time, I am Dookie, and I will see you later.